This picture is a good example to explain the project that I'm doing because it's an operation by the anti-drug department in the Iraqi Kurdistan. And what is happening in the north part of Iraq is a daily operation by the Ministry of the Interior to search for the captagon and the crystal meth that is proliferate in the city, especially in Erbil. Every night, the anti-drug department he has to search in the shisha cafes or in other places if they can find the crystal meth that could be used, mixed with the shisha, and to be distilled. It's particular image because there is a daily life that is happening in Erbil, and this is the example that show no, there is a problem that is a huge, large-scale problem. The aspect of the drug trafficking, so that is happening in Iraq in particular, is the fact that all the borders that are involved with the drug trafficking are also sensible borders in terms of security, because we are talking about the border into the direction of Syria and Turkey, borders to Iran, and this kind of operation are particularly important because the only way to contrast the drug trafficking on field is long-term project like Operation Nightly to search for warehouses and where the drugs are spread. The Iraqi authorities, they are pointing the finger of the proliferation of the crystal meth to the Iranian side, and they pretty sure that the main laboratories that are producing the crystal meth are on the Iranian borders, even if new laboratories that were found in the suburbs of the cities in Iraq, like Baghdad and Basra. It's a particular aspect of the story that I'm covering because in this way, as the captagon, we can see that the proliferation of the drug trafficking is not only an income in terms of financial way, but it's also, there is a political aspect. This is a political aspect, and we can consider it as narco-terrorism. So, distribution of a certain drug to destabilize socially another country. It's an example that we can see also in the other news all around the world, because also the government of the United States nowadays is accusing China to do the same with the fentanyl. So it's a phenomenon that is particular because it was more common in the 70s, like the crack proliferation or what happened with the coke from the South America to North America, and now it's happening in Middle East. So another form of making pressures, another forms of being hostile that it's above the classic military situations like attacks by drones, rockets or shooting, but it's another way, it's another kind of weapon. This particular part of the story, I think it's absolutely important journalistically because we see every day the situation in Middle East is still fragile and tragic, and also this aspect of drug trafficking used in this way as a weapon, it's something that we cannot underestimate. Here we have a portrait of one of the patients of the Halata Rehab Center on the outskirts of Baghdad. This Aswin, he's 25 years old and he became addicted of crystal meth for more than 3-4 years and he was forced by the family to go to this rehab center. Most of the guys that I met, they started because they didn't see a future on their life. Their lives, they were poor, without a daily program. They went out from the school, so they were very isolated, and so they were convinced by maybe an older member of their friendship to start to use crystal meth. The problem is that Iraq is trying every day to modernize also the healthcare system and to adapt the healthcare system on this crisis, this situation. But unfortunately, the problem of the crystal meth and the proliferation of these synthetic drugs is so new that there is a huge lack of experts like psychologists, doctors, nurses, that they have the know-how to do the correct treatment for patients that they have this kind of addiction.